What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be going over a case study. Okay, so we're going to go talk about how we can lose 30 pounds without restrictions. So how to lose 30 pounds, but actually be able to keep it off once and for all and make this a lifestyle rather than a diet. Okay, so if you're trying to lose 30 pounds or more, whatever it may be, this training is definitely going to be for you, ladies. So first and foremost, I got four main steps that we're going to talk about here today, and I'm going to break them all down for you. So we're going to do like a real life situation here, and I'll explain like the way we're going to work around their personal problems, portion sizes, all that stuff there to really help you get on track with your own weight loss. So jumping into this. So first and foremost, step number one here is what I like to call the foundation. Okay, so this is when we got to build out our foundation. Now, what is a foundation? It's basically like just getting your routine on track. All right. You'd be surprised by how much can change when you have a solid robotic routine. Because here's the thing is like when it comes to weight loss, it's not like a guessing game. It's not like if you want to lose weight, make changes. It's not like I hope I lose weight. Like you can 100% lose weight. Your body's not broken, but we just need the proper system set up in place to help you lose the weight, but also keep it off, right? You know, a lot of time when you look around online and stuff, you'll see that most systems, most programs are very effective for losing weight, right? Like you eat chicken and broccoli and you're going to end up losing weight if you just keep eating that every day, or like soup only diets. Like you will lose weight, and that's a good system for that. But the problem with that system is that it's not sustainable long term, right? You have to follow that diet for the rest of your life. You can't make your own swaps. You can't go out with your friends, have a few drinks, whatever it may be that you'd like to do. So that system is not going to work, right? It's not going to work long term, and nobody wants to lose and gain their weight back. So I'll teach you guys today on how we can do it the right way. So the foundation, the first and foremost, the foundation, we need the foundation set up. So what that means is like, how many times per week will you work out? Okay, I always recommend if you want to make real progress, you got to go at least 3 times a week. That's the golden rule, at least 3 times a week, doing full body workouts. If you can do that, perfect. So that's what I'd recommend. So first and foremost, so for the foundation, let's talk about the workouts. Okay, so let's say we work out 3 times a week. We're gonna do full body. Okay, well now we get asked a question like, when are we gonna work out? What days, right? We can't just like say we're gonna work out 3 times a week, but not know when, because then we're gonna skip it. It's not gonna be a priority. We need to write it down and make it into our schedule, just like our work, right? Just like your job. You go to work from 9 to 5. It happens 9 to 5. It's a priority. It's happening no matter what. Either if you feel like doing it or not, it's on the schedule. So you go and get it done, right? Same thing with the working out. It's got to be a top priority. So ultimately, when will we work out? So 3 times per week, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, now what time will you be working out? Okay, I'm going to go at 5:30 right after work. So we'll say 5:30 p.m. right after work. That is like the foundation when it comes to working out, right? So 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, committed to exercising. And we're going to go at 5:30 and we're going to stay for, let's say, 30 minutes. Okay, so stay until 6 p.m. or 6:15 p.m. Just give yourself extra time. Write that down. That's the first thing you want to do. Okay, so if you want to lose this 30 pounds and keep it off, guys, I'm telling you, this is what you got to do. Write that down, build that into an actual schedule. I use Google Calendar, or I write my notes down, and that's how I schedule my things to do. So that's the workout side of things. Now you got to do the same thing with the food side of things. Okay, you don't have to figure out everything yet, but we just got to get the whole foundation down. So what is going to be a realistic strategy? Are you going to be like the person who meal preps on Sundays and Wednesdays? Are you going to be the person who makes your meals fresh every morning? Are you going to be the person who just goes sporadic? Like, how do you want your lifestyle to look like when it comes to the eating side of things? I personally recommend if you're a busy woman and you have a very busy schedule, if you have kids and stuff, I recommend to definitely do some sort of prepping. If you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you're not so busy, if you work part-time, whatever it may be, you could probably get away with making your meals fresh just daily. But I always recommend if you are busy, if you're working full-time, or if you got kids and you're working stuff, like just definitely meal prep at least your lunches. Okay. So what that's going to look like, for example, for myself, every single Sunday I go grocery shopping in the evening, and I'll come home after and I'll prep every single lunch for the week. Okay. And I'll prep every single carb for my supper as well. Okay. And I would just do that every single week, and it's very robotic, and it sets me up for success because now I don't have to stress about what I'm going to eat for lunch, making the lunch in the morning. I don't have to worry about skipping my lunch or nothing like that because it's already done up for me, right? And I just have to follow my plan. And if I do that, I get the reward, I get to my goal. So that's why we want to make it very robotic, because think about it, if we make it into a system, now we just got to make sure the mindset is on track to follow the system, right? A lot of time, again, the system is flawed, a lot of programs, because it's just like a dieting style. It's not, it's too restrictive and it's not sustainable long term. So even if you do get the mindset right, the plan, the program itself is flawed. So we got to make sure that we set up the routine first, okay? The foundation. So that's the meal prepping, the workout times, our daily routines. What does that look like? You can even go a step farther and ask, like, what are you going to do for your mental health every day? Okay. I always tell my clients you should be doing something every single day for your mental health, because you're going to handle your stress, you're going to handle life's events a lot better when you get this on track. So few things you can do every morning is reading personal development, listen to podcasts on the way to work. You can do meditation. Meditation is a huge one. Just sun exposure, going for a walk in the morning, little things like that to really get your mindset on track and just get you boosted for the day. So you can even add that into your foundation as well. I do personally with myself. So once we get the foundation set up, again, you got to make it very crystal clear on what your routine looks like. You don't want to be guessing. You don't want to be all over the place. You want it very structured out. Okay, I promise you, planning is about half the battle. Okay, planning is almost half the battle when it comes to this weight loss, is being prepared and being on track. Because if you think about it, well, if let's walk through a scenario. Okay, let's say we'll take a random name. Let's say Cindy is trying to lose weight. And let's say she doesn't prep her lunch one day, right? And she goes and she doesn't prep her lunch. And then now at lunchtime, she's starving and she's eating the candies at her work. She's eating the chocolates, and then she ends up ordering some fast food in. She gets the fast food, she eats it. Now she feels guilty. She feels guilty because she doesn't feel so good, right? Her stomach hurts. She's not just feeling well at all. And she goes home after work and she skips the gym because she's not feeling good. She's like, oh, what's the point of even working out? Because I already ate bad today. I'll just restart tomorrow. Tomorrow comes around, she's not feeling good after that meal still, and it just affects her day again. So it's like, it is really important to get things right, guys, and to really get things structured out. So step number one, the foundation. Okay. In the foundation, of course, I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but like, of course, you need your calories set up. You don't want to play the guessing game when it comes to this weight loss journey. At first, you want to make sure things are structured to the point where you know like what you should expect for weight loss, or a good rough estimate. So that way you can keep yourself accountable and on track. Easy way to do that, y'all, is if you don't work out right now, take your current weight, times it by 10. Make sure your current weight's in pounds. So if you're 150 pounds, times by 10, 1,500 calories daily is what an average, an estimate of what you should be eating. If you do some movement, if you're a little more active, take your current weight times by 11. If you're very active, take your current weight times by 12 and use that in pound, like current weight in pounds, use that for your total calories. And then when it comes to that, you can calorie count if you want, or you can do your calories one time, make a meal plan for yourself, or of course, get some help with it, or do some sort of like meal prep or meal plan, and then make sure the calories add up when it comes to that there. That's what I personally do. So I don't have to count my calories every day, but something like that. So you can stay structured, you can watch the results happen. You can predict when you're going to be getting results, when you're going to lose weight, all of that there. Okay. And of course, if that rough estimate doesn't work, you can message me macro. I'll send you over a free ebook to help you figure all that stuff out when it comes to your macros, your calories, all that. You can message me or comment down below and I'll get you that ebook somehow, or maybe I'll put the description of the video. And that way you can figure out your calories, your macros on your own and get that structured out. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. Oh, lastly, with the foundation, same with cheat meals too. When are you going to have a cheat meal? I find it's better just to structure it in. So if you're the person who likes to have, if you go out with your partner every single weekend on a Saturday or a Friday and you like to have a cheat meal, whatever it may be, go for it. Structure that in though, balance it out. So that way, like, okay, if I got to eat 1,500 calories a day, but I'm going to have a cheat meal on Saturday, well, then maybe Friday and Sunday, I'll eat 1,200 or 1,300 calories. So I have extra calories on my cheat day so I can go indulge, I can eat the foods I love and not stress about sabotaging my results. So you can plan that out like that too. Okay. Now the next one is, and again, remember with step number one, with the food side of things, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to eat chicken and broccoli every day. You want to just eat better, more than you eat bad. right? So we'll say around 78% of the time you want to be eating, try to eat whole, real foods, very high protein, lots of water, cutting out the sugar, not using the unhealthy oils, stuff like that. If you just stay consistent like that, it's going to go a long way for you. Okay. Now, number two, plan to break the bad patterns. Okay. The personal battles. My motto for this stuff here is that we build the habits and we let the habits build us. Okay. Because we're creatures of habit. You know, you can drive to work in the morning, and I always tell people, like, you drive to work in the morning, right? And you somehow you get there on time. You didn't kill, you know, the neighbor's dog. You didn't hit anybody, and you didn't crash your car. Yet the whole time you can be daydreaming and thinking about the craziest stuff. Okay, thinking about that trip you went on last year, and yet you still get to work on time. You still get there safe. How is that possible? Because you're living through yourself subconsciously. Okay, your body is in like airplane mode. It's driving to work because it knows what to do, because it's a habit. So you consciously can be off in la la land while your body and everything else is doing the work for you, because it's a habit. Okay, so that's why the key is, when it comes to weight loss, is developing the proper habits, proper system, making it robotic, where we don't need motivation to be able to do it. And it's just like brushing our teeth. We just do it automatically. It's just who we are and what we do. And that way you'll lose the weight and you'll keep it off, and it'll be 10 times easier than having to battle and stick to some diet or eat in a way that we hate, because that's like, what kind of lifestyle is that, right? So of course, you know, unless you want to be a bodybuilder, go for it. Now, plan to break the bad patterns. Okay, the personal battles. The mindset is key. All right, the mindset is key. If you can master your mind, you can master a lot of things. So portion sizes, how we'd fix that? Well, if you're my client, we just do up the whole custom meal plan for you. So that way we'd set your portions in place, making sure it's filling foods, make sure you're drinking enough water, stuff like that, to keep you full, but also keep your portion sizes lower. If you're on your own, what you can do is just simply do that formula that I mentioned before, create your own meal planning. And then with the portion sizes, if you don't lose weight every 2 weeks as a woman, give yourself 2 weeks because of fluctuations. If you don't lose weight, well, then just adjust your portions a little bit. Y'all, I lost 30 pounds by literally just cutting out one meal a day. So I had 4 meals a day I ate. I cut out one. I ate 3 meals a day. I stopped drinking milk. I cut out my oils, and that's it basically. I didn't train any harder. I didn't stop eating out. I didn't stop cheat meals. I just made those little switches and I adjusted as I went, and I just lost 30 pounds. So it's like, it's 100% doable, and you don't need to make such drastic changes to see amazing results, but we got to get the little things right. So if you struggle with, you know, overthinking, false expectations, stuff like that, if I have someone who has a problem with overthinking, or, you know, anxiety, stuff like that, and I find it is sabotaging the results, I will get them to meditate and go through practices on practicing meditation daily, because what meditation will do is it allows you to be in the present moment. It allows you to understand that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just traveling all around. They're just sporadic, they're random. Okay, so that way you're not your thoughts, and you can sit there and observe. And what that's going to do is allow you to have much better emotional control and just overall control of yourself. So that way, if you have a thought of like you want a snack, if you have a thought of like you're not good enough, you don't have to attach your feelings to that, because you understand that that is not you. That's why meditation is so important to healing a lot of our personal battles when it comes to overthinking, self-doubt, fear, all that stuff, because meditation really puts you in the moment. Okay, so it's very, very powerful. So yeah, so I get them to work on that there. Let's say if they do have doubts or if they have fears and stuff, I'd get them to build their confidence. How do you build your confidence? By sticking to your promises. So that means I would get them to stick to certain things daily. Okay, stick to these promises. Can you realistically do this? Okay, perfect. Now, do this every day. Focus on the wins. Focus on you doing that and stack those wins. And what that's going to do, if you stack those wins over time, is that you're going to be confident. You're going to believe in yourself because you have proof that you did it before in the past. So little things like that. So it's all about the minds. I truly believe my clients are so successful because they adopt that mindset, because every single day we're talking mindset, imprinting into it so we can change our programming. Okay. Because if you live in a way that is like fearful, if you live in a way that you're aggressively trying to pursue comfort, you're never going to change. You can't change. You can't lose weight. You can't make a transformation if you're trying to live comfortably. Okay? Because if we keep doing the same things we've always done, we'll keep getting what we've always got. So if we want to change, we have to actually change. Okay, so step outside that comfort zone and trust that process. Believe in yourself. You are 100% capable. You can do this. The next one. So let's say another example is like stress eating in the evenings. If I have somebody who's stress eating in the evenings, first and foremost, I tell them get busy. Get busy in the evening. You know, you got to break the pattern, right? So if you have a pattern of coming home after work, super stressed out, you have supper, and then you have to deal with your kids. And then after, once everyone goes to bed, you buy back your own time and you sit there and you stress eat, right? I would tell them to do something else at nighttime. Okay. First and foremost, I tell them to handle their stress, you know, through meditation in the morning, have a morning routine set up, make sure they're sleeping properly, make sure they're eating enough, all that stuff there to make sure all the other factors are done. And then if the stress is still affecting them and they're stressing it at nighttime, I would recommend them to go do something else. Okay, maybe get out of the house, go for a nighttime walk. If you have a friend that you can go visit, a parent, or call somebody, or take a bath, read a book, something like that to get yourself out of that current pattern, right? So if your pattern is like go sit on the couch, watch TV, and stress eat, well, then I would say do not do that, because that is, as soon as you sit on that couch, it's going to be a trigger and that stress, and it's going to pile up, and you're going to want to stress eat. Another thing too, I would say, is get the snacks out of the house. Make sure that there's mostly just healthy stuff in your fridge. So that way, if you do stress eat, you know, you go for a fruit, you go for an apple, which has sugar and everything, but it's healthy, you know, it's fine, right? And low calories. So that's the worst case scenario. And the thing is, y'all, is that if you keep interrupting this pattern, over time, eventually your brain's going to change. It's the way it functions, and it's not going to interrupt the pattern. You're just gonna have a new pattern. So for example, and I learned this when I was really, really young. And I was a BMXer, so I was like doing tricks on my bike, and I love that stuff. And I remember I was trying to learn how to do a tail whip on this, and I was watching videos and I was training how to do it, and I probably did it over 1,000 times. I don't really know how many times, but I tried it many, many times, crashing, hurt myself, hurt my legs, and eventually though I got it. And the videos I watched said that if you keep pushing, if you keep trying and trying and trying, eventually your brain is not going to want to keep failing. And it's going to understand that you're not going to give up. So the only way out of this is to learn how to do it, to change its patterns, to change, you know, the circuits inside. So that way you can develop that skill. Okay. And then eventually, once you develop that skill of doing the trick, it just happens. Now you can do it every single time. So it's the same thing here with breaking these patterns when it comes to stress eating. You got to interrupt the pattern, change it into something else. And the more you do that, you might fail here and there, you might mess up, and that's okay. But the more you do it, the easier it's going to get long term. Okay. So let's move on. So that's the plan to break the bad patterns. Okay. So this is key here. This is why I love one-on-one coaching so much too, because a lot of programs and stuff, they don't talk about the mindset, right? They just talk to you about following the plan. If you just follow the plan, you'll get results. But it's like, you got to change our mindsets too. You know, if you have personal battles of binge eating, stress eating, emotional eating, self-sabotage, it doesn't matter what kind of plan you're on, you're going to end up failing if that is your pattern of self-sabotage, right? Because here's the thing, y'all, is the brain doesn't like we don't like change. We like to stay comfortable. Our brains are designed to keep us alive, right? Like we are designed to stay alive. And that is our main thing, like how we function, how we are. We are meant to stay alive. That's why we have habits. Okay, to save our energy, to do the same things over and over again that is safe to us because it's common, right? So when we change those patterns, it's very uncomfortable. It's where fear and doubt comes in, and that's where you're going to lose your motivation, and your brain is going to try to drag you back into your old habits and ways where it's comfortable. If you just push through in that section there, because that's where 90% of people quit. If you just push through there and you just keep going for a little bit longer, eventually you will change, and it's going to be so much easier because this is going to be the new normal. The fit you who's down that 30 pounds will be the new normal. And then going back to your old ways will be uncomfortable. It's not going to serve you. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel bad, and you're not going to want to go back. So that's the best thing about this journey. So break the bad patterns. Step number three here is expectations. Okay. We can fail from ourselves just by setting the wrong expectations. So here's what you should expect when you're on your 30-pound weight loss journey. Number one, plateaus will happen. You'll probably hit about 2, maybe 3 plateaus, depending how you do it. At first, you want to go for about, depending how you set it up and how much you work out. Let's say if you work out 3 times a week and everything else is good, you can lose about easily 2 pounds a week. You can go for when losing 30 pounds. And then that will slowly slow down as time goes on. Eventually you'll hit a plateau where you won't lose weight. Let's say if you're a woman, wait 3 weeks, and if you, or 2 weeks, if you don't lose any weight, then adjust it by about 150, 200 calories less, or you can move more, you can have more protein, cut the carbs back a little bit, little fixes like that, and then keep going. If you don't lose weight again for another 2 weeks, cut back another 150 or 200 calories, and then keep pushing there and just keep going there and watch the progress happen. Sometimes too, you'll just naturally hit a plateau and you can make all these adjustments. For some reason, your weight might not change. Sometimes you need to do a diet break where you just go 3 weeks, you reset your metabolism. So you go 3 weeks, you eat a bunch of food, you go back to maintenance calories, what you should be at maintenance. And then you just eat like that for 3 to 4 weeks. And then you drop your calories back down and then keep going. I had a client who lost over 100 pounds, and we've done that there. And I only really need to do that about 1 to 2 times in my career. So it's a little bit more rare. But as long as you set up your calories from the start properly, you shouldn't really have to deal with that. Okay. So plateaus will happen, I would say, about 2 to 3 times on your weight loss journey if you're losing 30 pounds. Adjustments needed, yes. So basically, again, you can move more, you can work out more, you can eat less food, which is the easiest way. And then just get your little habits, little things on track, switching out the foods like your macros, like higher protein, less carbs. I find a lot of people's bodies, especially after 40, a lot of you ladies will react better to lower carbs rather than higher carbs. So that's another thing there. I mean, high protein is the key. High protein is the key. So step number 4, okay? So step number, also for expectations, expect yourself to fall down, all right? Expect to mess up. I tell everybody this, a part of this journey is learning the ups and the downs. You can't skip the steps to success. You got to be able to go through it all. And that means you got to go through the rough times. You got to go through the great times. On your weight loss journey, it's just like a relationship. You're going to have tough times. You're going to have battles. But if you just keep working through it, everything's going to be great in the end. Okay. Same thing with the weight loss. So if you have those days where you're emotionally eating stuff, don't self-sabotage. Don't beat yourself up. Don't judge yourself to the point where you want to quit. Just fix it, get back on track, reevaluate, hold yourself accountable, and then track your progress every single week. Evaluate your progress every single week, every single Sunday. Check your weight at the same time, whatever it may be. Make sure, it's the same time, same outfit, all that stuff there, so you can get a good prediction of what your weight is. And then, just adjust as you go. Remember, it's a lifestyle. You want to progress and not be perfect. Okay. You want to just focus on progression, and progression. Okay. There is no destination on this journey here. Yeah, you'll lose 30 pounds, but then what's next? You got to always set new goals. Okay. And that's why you need a system that's going to be sustainable long-term. The reason why I have great results with my body and all that stuff is because I've just been doing it for so long, right? And I just learn, I just grow, and I just get better. And that's it. You build up the capacity to be able to handle those next level goals or whatever it may be. So step number 4, the last one here, y'all, is taking control. Okay. So taking control. 1 second here. This is the final phase. This is the best phase here. This is where you learn. This is where you learn the flexible food tools. So I teach my clients that there. So that way, when they eat out, when they have cheat meals and stuff, they don't have to feel guilty because they know how to work around it. That's really where the freedom is in step number 4, is where it's just a habit to you. It's automatic, and it's almost weird if you don't work out some days. It's almost weird if you don't eat healthy and stuff like that. So when you get to that point, that is the best point ever. And that's where my clients get to. That's the end goal there, is where you're in full control and you don't need to rely on anybody. You are in control of your weight. You are in control of your health, and you will get there if you do the process properly. So that is today's training, y'all, for today. So how to lose 30 pounds sustainably, how to lose 30 pounds and keep it off. A little bit of a different train today, but I hope this helped you. If it did, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on these types of videos. If you need a hand as well, you can book a call with me below. Can't guarantee I can help you, but we can at least get a roadmap set up, and then you can get some clarity. And if I can help, great. We can always take a look at that though. Just book that below if you're serious about making this change. If you have any other questions, you can comment below, whatever it may be. You can reach me on Instagram at coach.hayward. But I really hope you learned something from this video. I hope this helps you. I promise you, if you do take action, it is going to be a game changer for you. So other than that, that's the video for today, and I'll see you guys on the next training.